I've just finished my second to last week of teaching here at Institute, and I feel like things have definitely gotten better. Things have definitely been improving. I just saw a change in my students. I feel like I was being more clear with the directions that I was giving, and then also we were building those relationships with our kids. So I could go up to a student and I could say like, "Hey, I know you're a leader. Like, show me that you can be one right now." And so like I kind of like built upon their strengths because I actually know them now that I know my kids. And so I was really able to use that to make a difference in my classroom management. My eighth grade social studies teacher is actually working now for Teach for America San Antonio. And so TFA San Antonio kind of visited us in our classrooms last week. And so my teacher was like observing me teach. And it was really, really cool. It was really nerve-wracking. But she left me like a really cute note, just telling me like some strengths that I had. And it was really, really awesome to just have her there in the back of the classroom and know that, okay, like, she was where I was once, and she was an amazing teacher, so I'm sure that, I can only improve from here. And so that was really, really amazing.
I have been super excited this week because my kids were amazing. They were so involved in the class lesson. And at first I was a little worried because some of the stories that we've been reading have been a little boring, but I always try to like incorporate something that they can kind of understand too. And they really got involved and they were really just ready for the lesson. I know that I've grown so much over this entire experience. I've become like a lot more stronger, and I've also become a lot more organized than when I was before. Before I got here, I thought I was a pretty organized person, but I really wasn't. But we still have one more week with the kids. We get to show their data next week, and I'm super excited about that because I know a lot of my students have grown so much since the first day that I walked in there. And it's just cool kind of being able to be there with them and just kind of go through that process and like see how much they've grown. So I'm really excited to do that next week. I know one thing that I have been reflecting a lot about this week is that although I have built relationships with the majority of my students, there's still about maybe 5 or 6 that I didn't get out to reach to for whatever reason they may be. And now that it's near the end, I'm kind of sad about that because I wish I just had a little bit more time because all of my kids are capable and all of them are smart and all of them are able to like grow and do beautiful and great things. I just have that much faith in them just from being with them for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm gonna miss everyone, but it's not over. So I'll save those sappy words for later.
Okay, so I've just completed my second week of teaching here at Institute, and the second week has really been a lot better just because I kind of have learned about my students and what to expect from them and just the amazingness that they're bringing to class every single day. I know like a moment that like sticks out in my head is just teaching my students similes and metaphors, and as we're reading them, asking me, "Hey, Mr. T, is this, a simile? Is this a metaphor? Is this figurative language?" And being able to either confirm or deny that, but just see that they're thinking about what we learned in the previous lesson or what we learned in that day's lesson. And so I think that that's really sometimes not as easy to see that if you are impacting your students, if they are gaining the knowledge of what you're trying to teach them. So I was getting kind of down on myself that maybe things didn't stick as well as I'd wanted them to. And one of the people in my collab group that I teach with kind of said, "Hey, you know what? Don't be so hard on yourself." Actually, while I was giving my lesson and explaining something, how they pull things from a text, one of the students said, "Oh, like inferring." And she asked that student, "Where'd you learn about that?" And they said, "Mr. T, we did a whole lesson on inferring." So it's those little moments that really make it all worthwhile and make you realize that though we are growing and though I can improve as a teacher, that they are learning and they are really valuing what I'm teaching them. So it's just been a really great experience to see that come to life this week.
Overall, my experience at Institute has been great. Once again, I'm stating glad because I've learned so many things and acquired so many skills that I feel this experience is helping me grow as a person. But at the same time, I'm also learning that you have to really know how to manage your time and schedule. It's been hard on me because I have so many things going on that are overlapping with each other, but it is manageable for any core member to do the same. I'm taking online classes for my master's, so sometimes they overlap with my job as an elementary teacher, and sometimes I would feel so overwhelmed and I would want to break down and just like want to like drop everything and leave, but like at the same time I'm like, well, I took this, I want to do all these things and I'm really passionate about doing them, so there's no quitting now. And you already took that challenge and there's no reason that there's no reason why you shouldn't finish what you started. And you can't be making excuses. Hashtag no excuses. Robinson Elementary is one of our models there, and that has really flowed great into what I'm doing.
Successes in my class. So this week, and this student, he doesn't really talk much. He's not an ELL, but he just doesn't really speak much. But there's other teachers who say he speaks maybe 3-4 words in his class, and they're usually yes or no. But he's been improving a lot in my class, and I think it's because we've been growing a relationship together where I approach him and help him through his work and not necessarily baby him through it, but kind of point him in the right direction of where to go. So this particular student, he's been struggling all along. His reading level is probably at a grade 1 or grade 2 level, and so he sometimes has a hard time reading my exit tickets, where we have a lot of word problems in it. So this week, he's been really improving, and I think it's just the level of comfort he's grown with me and in the classroom culture. So that's enabled him to participate in labs more, in partner work, and it's shown in his exit tickets. He started at the beginning of the week with like a 70 and then an 80, up to a 90, and then yesterday he got his first 100% in my class, and it was kind of funny because I was like, I talked to him before class. I was like, hey man, I'm so proud of you. You got 100%. You're like one of 2 students to do that in the class, and I'm really proud of you. And I showed him the test, and he just like kind of just nodded his head and went to work. And Institute it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of relationships here, and I've learned so much that I think it's going to make me a better teacher for it. So I'm excited to see the teacher I've become at Kansas City, and I'm really looking forward to the students I'll meet. I'm going to miss the ones I have here, and it's been a heck of a ride.